Hello, hello, hello. Everybody, everybody. What's cracking? What's happening? What's going on? How is everybody doing? City, give the people what they want. Maybe we wouldn't have this problem. Mm. Let me go refill my cup and empty my cup. Let me go empty my cup. The sun is setting. So, guys, in this world, we're getting a lot of craziness. We're getting a lot of protests right now. In Austin, Texas, there is a big protest, and we're just gonna say a big protest at the point. These people out here are trying to protect their own city as well as we're trying to protect our own country as well as protect our own people. When we don't get what we want, we basically protest for those things. And I feel like, yes, protesting could be awful. It could have a harmful environment. Yes, that makes sense. But I feel like if the city gave us what we wanted, we want to have this big problem. If the city just helped us out, rebuild this community, and come forward and be an actual community and stop thinking about tax dollars and etc., then I think we will be a better community. Things will have things wouldn't have a problem like that. If the city council comes in and says we're gonna fix this street and they all make us participate in like figuring out what street we need to fix, then let it be. Give us what we want. Our cars are taking damage because of the streets. Now, this is every city out here. Every city. No matter what city you go to, there's always a city that has bad potholes. One street has bad potholes. One city does. If we're gonna make an effort in this world to constantly talk about our tax dollars, we need to make an effort towards involving ourselves into what the people want. What do the people want? What are they asking for? Why are they so demanding for? There's a lot going on in this world, and I know for a fact that many people are struggling. I know that for a fact. And I know for a fact why they're struggling. It makes sense that they're struggling. That, their job is the same pay rate. Nothing has, but everything's gone up. I understand that. A job will give you a raise, but then they'll be like, cut your hours. Be like, oh, well, we have to figure out, something else. Over there in California, over there in California, they had fast food chain restaurants. Man, I'm losing my voice. Hold on. In California, they had fast food chain restaurants that are basically charging people for a whole meal of $20 for a whole meal. Now, what people were asking for was a higher pay, a higher pay, a higher rate. That's what people were asking for. But what comes with consequences. Okay, well, how are we going to increase higher pay when we get no business? Well, they're going to go up on the burgers and the hamburgers. And a lot of fast food chains in California had to submit. They couldn't afford, nobody could afford a $20 hamburger. Therefore, nobody could afford to pay the workers $20 an hour. And so it's just a rotation. Why can't we just even things out? The city will constantly be like, well, we're sending money to other countries, other countries that have nothing to do with us. They're sending money to other countries that have a bad history with us, that have a bad history with the U.S. And everything. And there's people struggling right now in one city that they could use the money, that the money could be used for a certain thing over here in that city. Somebody by my car. Give me a sec, guys. So when people constantly keep saying things such as, oh, well, I have no money for rent, I have no money. Well, can we go back to the fact that why these people don't have any money for? And again, the city needs to come up with something. And I always say city because everybody's government is different, I guess, in different terminology. And if you just say government, you'll probably be effed. So I'm just gonna reference city. I constantly go over the fact that I'm okay the way I'm at. I get paid decently, but it could be more because of the way the economy is. Nothing can try to even itself out. Now, if they give them what they want and they focus, and the city councils and the city people come into play and says, hey, I know that, rent may be too high on this little section, or, they have to even things out. That's what I feel. If people are making top dollar, let's just say my area. Let's just say I have a whole bunch of Hispanics living in my area. The Hispanics are trying to reach to pay their bills, reach. How come the city doesn't help these people out and lower the rent costs? Oh no, because they want to make everything even, so that way, people won't start coming to this area because they saw that the rent was cheaper, so they come over here. The city wants you to think of every which way. If it's a bad area and it's cheap rent, they're like, well, that's why it's a bad area. But if they put the bad area into make it more expensive, oh well, now you're paying top dollar, and now you're just gonna be paying top dollar. That's it. Like, no. Sometimes you just gotta make it make sense. People constantly go over the fact that, red lights, certain red lights, guys. Around my area, guys, I feel like they do it on purpose. The city does this on purpose, where they have a lag in the system. they have a lag in the system, because when I was going to driver's ed and you go exactly the speed limit that it's telling you to, you clock in the light that's in front of you way before you hit a mile. You clock in, you focus on the light that's way over there and see when it turned green or red. There's a lot of the areas here that, hold on. A lot of the areas around here have a little sketch area. Constantly, people pass away. Constantly. They pass away in a deadly, deadly, fatal accident. You would think the city would fix that problem. After so many deaths have occurred at that intersection, you would think the city would be smart and be like, well, we don't want to hurt our people. We want to help our people and be safe. You would think that they would come up with a plan so much better. You would think, instead people are dying left and right at this intersection. Is it not timed right? Are people not timing their go right? Like, how is it that they have a bad fatality at an intersection almost every other week? That's fishy. And you think, again, you would think that the city would pay attention and say, you know what, we got to help our community out. We got to figure out a way to have this little intersection and be looked at and analyze what's wrong with this intersection. You would think, if they could help our people out, we wouldn't have this problem. We wouldn't have this problem what people are going through right now. We wouldn't. And that's just honesty. That is just honesty. And you know, I constantly go over the fact too. Well, what happens if the city actually paid attention to us? What would happen? Are we gonna be like, yay, yay, hooray? I hope so. I hope so. Yeah, it's just, my goodness. Whew. Whew. What do y'all think? What do y'all think, guys? What do you think? I personally, I feel the same way. City could be doing something better, but they're not. They don't want to pay attention to us. They don't care for us, and it's very aggravating and annoying. It just makes me think way too much. Makes me think. Who knows? Who knows? Who knows? Yeah, we're at 13 minutes. And tell me about it, guys. This one too hurts. There's a whole bunch of businesses that are getting robbed. A whole bunch of them. But you would think the city would crack down on that and have enforcements. No. They're not going to have enforcements. They're not going to have someone on watch 24/7. If we had a watchdog to help our community stay safe, help businesses stay safe. Businesses are constantly getting robbed left and right, closed or non-closed. Yeah. Oh yeah, guys. You let me know what you think. If the city gave people what they want, maybe we wouldn't have this problem. If they focused our taxpayers' dollars to things that matter, I don't think we would have that problem, in other words. And I'm saying that in the last big ending of the video for a purpose. If you stayed for that, let me know what I just said right now. But yeah, I'll see you in the next one. Peace.